Hi, this is Stefan, and we're going to be talking about Signal Messenger today. And for those who are not familiar, Signal Messenger is a privacy focused, free and open source application that focuses on the privacy of its users. The only information that they collect are phone numbers, and aside from that, everything else is end to end encryption between the contacts. So, why are we talking about Signal Messenger? Well, first of all, they increased their user base um, by a lot since and it really wasn't them. It was more so Facebook and WhatsApp. When the notice came out about Facebook and WhatsApp sharing information, a lot of people didn't like it and decided to switch over to either Telegram or Signal for more privacy focused um, service or messaging services. Um, Now, why is there a question about deleting Signal? Well, about a week ago, a YouTuber by the name of The Hated One had come out with a video. Um, the thumbnail says delete Signal, but the title of the video is Signal's Terrible MobileCoin Betrayal. And so what's happening is Signal is trying to monetize their platform. God forbid they try to monetize their platform, but they're doing so because now that they've added the ability to send videos and pictures and such, and that adds to the bandwidth they use, it increases the need to monetize their platform. And it makes sense to me because in order to be competitive with Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and Telegram, they've got to find some way to monetize what they're doing so that they don't start failing. Um, in his video, the Hated One points out that free and open source is the only way to get privacy, and I agree, but not entirely. You'll find more privacy focused applications in free and open source software distribution houses, but the thing is, if you create an application and people are using it, but and you need to update it or whatever it might be, it's less there's less incentive to keep this thing up if you're not getting anything back from it. If it's just a hobby, who wants to keep dealing with the burden of supporting a hobby, especially if it's a security related hobby, and meanwhile you still have to eat, you still have to keep a roof over your head, clothes on your back, and all that stuff. So and all that stuff comes from monetizing the work that you're doing. So I can agree, but at the same time, there could be security focused firms out there that would, that basically will offer you the use of their product for a price. And it's just something that looks like it needs to be done because if not, then we'd end up having to switch to other applications, as he's suggesting here, to delete Signal. So, question is, should we pay for Signal? Well, let's look at the landscape here. Directly, I don't think that asking for direct payments is going to help Signal very much, especially in terms of increasing a user base that may end up decreasing the user base, asking people to pay subscription prices for Signal. But those who are really conscious of the security risks of using some applications like Facebook Messenger and such, they might be willing to pay. But a lot of people will look at that, especially a lot of people are not technically inclined, will look at that and be like, well, I can use Facebook and WhatsApp and all this other stuff for free. Why do I have to pay for Signal? So direct request for payment doesn't sound like a viable option. Asking for donations could work ish, but I don't think that's going to be very viable either for the amount of data that they've added to their platform by serving videos and pictures. Um, so this thing of using a cryptocurrency as a payment processor where people can send money back and forth to each other. I can see why they're doing that, but there is a lot of question about this cryptocurrency. Basically, what the hated one says about the cryptocurrency makes it sound like it's a centralized cryptocurrency. So it's not decentralized like Bitcoin or Monero. Bitcoin obviously not a private um, um, cryptocurrency, but Monero is, and mobile coin can be controlled and it can be halted um, based on under government pressure or anything like that. And now that they're adding payment to the platform, or there's talk about adding payments to the platform, now every government in the world wants to pay attention to what you're doing with these payments, how they're being implemented. Are you doing anything to prevent money laundering? And a lot of times money laundering is the face reason why they're going after some sort of a payment firm or whatever it might be. And then there's a question of what other motives does the government have in terms of either controlling or allowing the use of certain payment processors. And that goes beyond the scope of this video, so we're not going to get into that. But mobile coin does appear to be centralized, and it could be controlled under pressure from stronger entities like governments. So it's possible that if what the hated one is saying is true about mobile coin, then Signal could be actually increasing the threat model of themselves and their users by adding this, because of the reasons that I've mentioned before. Governments want to find out what's going on, and they're going to want to investigate. They're going to want to try to probe into what's happening in Signal Messenger, which then makes it less secure for people who are, whether they are or aren't involved in some sort of money laundering, because the government, as we've seen so far, thanks to Mr. Snowden, come to find out that the government is warehousing everybody's information, just a dragnet, just taking everybody's stuff. And how is Signal going to be any different now that they are going to garner more government scrutiny from the use of, or from the addition of, payment to their portfolio? So I would highly suggest that you check out the Hated One's video for yourself and form your own opinion. But in the meantime, you can feel free to share your opinion in the description below. And so my final bit is I've got some questions here. Like, okay, so what happens now? What happens to messages already shared on Signal? Well, my opinion is that I don't think that anything that you've already shared on Signal will be any more vulnerable than now if they add the mobile coin to the platform. Our future messages, I don't know. That's a big question. That's a big question hanging in the air. Let's see. Is Element a viable alternative to Signal? I'm getting mixed messages about Element, but I hear that there are other mixed matrix based messengers that are considered to be more privacy focused and closer to Signal, possibly more private than Signal. So should you delete Signal? This is the ultimate question. Should you get rid of Signal? I mean, after people have switched from Facebook Messenger to WhatsApp, now to Signal, there's an added burden of trying to switch over to a new messaging platform, because the platform you're on seems to have decrease in their security, and it could be just a slight decrease in security. I don't know how bad it's going to be. So ultimately, should you delete Signal? That depends on you and your threat model. My opinion is to wait and see. There are still several questions that have cannot be answered right now. Like, for instance, can or will Signal force you to use MobileCoin once they add it to the platform? And will Signal messaging fundamentally change if they do, if and when they do add MobileCoin to the platform? And after migrating all your friends from Facebook Messenger to WhatsApp to Signal, are they going to follow you to a whole other platform again? So you may want to do like a cost benefit analysis in regard to that, because what's the point of switching to a new private and secure messenger if you have nobody to talk to on that messenger app? So anyway, this is Stefan. We were talking about whether you should delete Signal, and share your comments in the comment section, obviously below, and also watch the Haiti One's video to really get an idea of what he was saying, because I didn't get into detail here. He's got a lot more details on his video, so I highly suggest you go check it out. And I'm Stefan, and we'll talk next week.